Hello and welcome. Una Alexander here, radically loving parenting specialist, if we haven't met before. And I hope you're very well this week. I've had a good start. If you're in the UK, I hope you had a great half term. I certainly did. I went wild swimming and had lots of friends over, which just felt fantastic. So I hope you've been enjoying yourself too. So when I was 11, I went to boarding school, and all the teachers there were varying degrees of boring and or scary, quite frankly. And then I took up Latin. And I remember our first lesson, the teacher walked in and she was somehow different. She was lighter and she was smilier. She had a kind of smiley mouth and slightly twinkly eyes. And so we had a few lessons of Latin, and then one day she came in and she just said, let's put Latin aside for now. Let's put Latin aside for today. I want to find out how you're doing, how you like this school, how you're feeling, how you're getting on. And we just couldn't believe it, that here was a teacher in front of us wanting to know how we were doing, who actually cared, who wanted to connect with us. It was amazing, and we had this fantastic, wide-ranging conversation about feelings and things like that. And after that, we just loved this teacher. And you know what? We would have never, ever misbehaved for her, dear Mrs. Cohn. And today I want to talk about why connecting is just so important for us parents. I mean, I talk about it a lot, about how to do it and what's involved and so on. And today I want to talk about why we do it, or why I teach it, because I don't know if you're anything like me, but knowing the reason why really motivates me. Otherwise I'm just like, yeah, sounds like a good idea. I probably should get around to it one day. But if I get a real kind of why, oh wow, that's why, and it becomes clearer in my head, then I'm more motivated. So I hope that this does this for you. I'm going to give you 5 reasons. They're not exhaustive, because we could probably talk all day about why to connect, but it's a start. So the first reason why I think it's vital for us parents to connect is because children need it. They're wired to connect. We're all wired to connect. Connection is the antidote to, loneliness, existential pain, and just, the whole conundrum of existing on this planet and arriving in this body, and, how do you come to terms with that and our kind of apparent separateness through connection? And it's also true, it's also kind of been shown that children who in the early years don't get enough connection, they don't function properly, they can't play, they can't engage with their surroundings, which is, I've seen footage of this, typically in kind of orphanages in the last century, some orphanages. And it's really heartbreaking to see the way these children play listlessly, because they haven't been connected with. And when you are connected with, as you don't need me to tell this, it brings magic, it brings presence, it brings fulfillment and sense of meaning to life. So that's the first reason. The second one is that it works in families to make everything so much easier, for everything to flow much more smoothly. And it's kind of like, I see it as the gateway to solutions that feel like win-win solutions. Because I don't know if you're like many of the parents that I talk to, but you might be kind of stuck in polarization of, shall I make my child do what I think is right, or what the rule is, or what I have in mind, or shall I just give way because it feels like such an effort? We're in this kind of ding-dong. And it's almost as like our mind, our thinking against our child's will, and there's only one of 2 ways to go. But actually I don't believe that's true. There's the way of the heart, which is between. And that's what connecting opens the way to. And thereby you get win-win solutions where nobody loses. Nobody feels like they've lost out. In fact, you've gained something because you've gained that connection and you've gained a way forward where everybody feels happy, everyone feels happy with. Thirdly, connecting brings out the best in you and it brings out the best in your child. You know, when we connect, there's a new kind of humility there, there's softness, there's flexibility, all good things really. You know, and you can also, even if we mess up, we can go back and connect. There was a phase with my son where we often used to have these what I was really feeling conversations, and sometimes we still have them these days. And so you can go back and connect and repair by talking about what your real concern was, if you've polarized and there's been a conflict. So it's never too late. And fourthly, and this is really important, I think when we connect as, if we parent by connection, with connection, and make connecting our first port of call when we're engaging with our children and solving problems and things, we teach that connecting is the way forward when there are difficulties and when things come up. And that's such a valuable learning to pass on to our children, because they can then go on and teach this, not just teach this, but do this with future partners, friends, colleagues, and I see it also as even wider than that. I'm sure if you're watching this video, you, like me, wish for a kinder world. You kind of have a vision for a kinder world where people, understand each other better. And what if governments connected more with other governments and with the people that they are governing? What if institutions and businesses connected more? What if there was more understanding? And I think we have this opportunity now, this kind of unique opportunity in the history of mankind to teach, no, not to teach, said that again, to teach, but to raise a generation of people, future grown-ups, who understand how much can be achieved through connection and who know that connection is the way to resolve conflicts. And finally, fifthly, when we connect with our children, we teach them that the relationship with them is more important than anything else. It's more important than being right. It's more important than being on time. It's more important than whether you or I are good parents or not. And I'd like you just to imagine for a moment how it might have felt for you as a child if your parents had made you feel, when they were interacting with you, as if the relationship with you was more important than anything else. How would that have felt? And I'm just imagining it right here and now, and all kinds of warm feelings are coming up in me, and also a sense that I'm important and that we're working things out together. Beautiful feeling. And also a great foundation for true peace in the family, don't you think? So those are 5 reasons for today. And if you want a little bit of a leg up, I have a beautiful audio which you can listen to. You may have already listened, but if you haven't, Reset Your Relationship with Your Child, which helps you get into a beautiful frame of mind for connecting. It's unaalexander.co.uk/reset. So lots of love to you. See you next week. Bye.